All right. My research title is Teachers and Students' Attitudes. Teachers and students' attitudes toward the use of English-only instruction in EFL classrooms, and a case study at the University in the Mekong Delta of Vietnam. And my name is Nguyen Viet. I'm from FPTU. So as you can see in the slide, there are 6 parts in my presentations. And with the part 1, on December 11, 2023, Education First announced that Vietnam ranked 58 out of 113 in worldwide English proficiency for adults, up 2 points from 200 to 2022. Yes, and many below that changing methods and approaches to English learning is necessary, with creating an English environment being crucial. And as a result, lots of school and language centers have adopted the English-only method. In their 2018 study, Smith and Johnson also expressed agreement with the complete transition to English in classrooms. And similarly, in 2019, Brown shared the perspective that the choice of language in the English as a foreign language classroom shapes the learning environment and the cognitive processes of language learners. Yeah. So, however, what are the perspectives of teachers and students toward this approach? Do they encounter any obstacles, and to what extent do they agree or disagree with the challenges? So this is the focus of my research. In other words, the aim of the research to investigate what teachers and students' attitudes toward the use of English-only instruction in EFL classrooms are, and to what extent teachers and students agree with the possible impediment hindering the use of English-only instruction in EFL classrooms. So my research is conducted based on some theories. The first one related to promoting L1 in EFL classrooms. So using students' model tone in EFL classes is controversial. However, researchers like Rivers and Lightfall and Sparta advocate L1 use in EFL courses. These proponents below L1 at L2 learning. And Hawaii 2021 suggests that teachers can use the model tone to provide instructions, explain grammar or complex concepts, introduce new vocabulary, assess student comprehension, and maintain a conducive classroom environments. And some of researchers share the same viewpoint with him, right? Like Yusuf 2009 and Albert 1993 stated that L1 reduced anxiety and improves the effective learning environments, consider social cultural aspects, incorporate learners' life experiences, and enables for learner-centered curriculum development. In contrast to bilingual advocates, monolingual ones say promoting the native language improve target language learning. It is obvious shown in research findings. Yeah, like lead done 2020 indicates that substantial exposure to English significantly correlate with increased language ability among EFL learners. And Carson believe that L1 should not be used in the classroom to maximize target language exposure. And like Lee 2013 suggests that the English-only classroom should simulate real-world situations by providing an L2 language-rich experience with real-world communication and language use. So this study is designed a descriptive survey, employ mixed methods, quantitative and qualitative. 191 participants, including 56 teachers and 130 35 non-major English are invited to participate in answering the 21 item questionnaire, and the data collected from this instrument will be analyzed by SPSS support. Yeah. So after collecting and analyzing the data from the questionnaire, 4 teachers and 6 students are invited randomly to interview via email, and then interview data is interpreted, labeling appropriate domains, and write up to the results. Yes. So there are 3 main domains you can see in the slides, right? The researcher find out some findings. The first related to teacher attitude, right? So both table indicates that 51.8% of general English instructors at the intermediate level support English only use, while 48.2% opposite. Despite the belief in the essential nature of English only for teaching English in GE3 classes, 87.5% of instructors think its implementation would be difficult, as opposed to 12.5 who disagree. And according to table 4.2, you can see in the slide. So this suggests a consensus among teachers that implementing English only in general English 3 classroom poses challenges irrespective of their support or opposition. Related to student attitudes, descriptive statistics calculated student responses to both question as percentage, and as you see into this table for student opinion on English only instruction in EFL classroom. So it's interesting that 69.6 of them don't want English speaking teachers, and in this study, 88.9 of students believe English only education in general English 3 classroom would have obstacles, and this suggests that GE3 students resist English only instruction because it creates barriers. Yes. Yeah, so, and participant agreement on potential barrier to English only instruction in a classroom. As you can see in the slide, both instructor and students agree on the potential challenges when using the English exclusively in the classroom. And among these, the most significant barrier is related to teaching training, followed by student factor, and finally, element beyond the teacher control, right? So, and this is the reason from the first interview question. So 50 support for English only instruction in GE3 classroom, and why the rest oppose it, right? English only advocates said they use English only instruction in GE3 classes to create an English environment, improve language proficiency, and boost communication confidence. Besides that, they pointed out 2 groups of impediment using English only instruction in EFL class are teaching training and student factors. So, for the group that does not support the use of English only in the classroom, they refuse for the following reasons: student variables, proficiency, learning, and motivation, etc., and instructor component like teaching technique, motivation, classroom management, etc., and others. So we move on the discussions. As you see, the reason from the figure reveal that there is a marked difference between teachers and students' perspective toward the use of English-only instructions. While more than half of teacher participants agree that teachers should use English-only instruction, a relatively low percentage of the students object this point of view. Furthermore, the results from the figure also indicated that although teachers and students do not share the same perspectives towards the use of English-only instruction, both agree that the unique application of English-only instruction would have impediments at some degrees. And also, this research will come up with some implications. Is that depending on the student language proficiency, teacher would determine the amount of English employed in class. And also the study is limited to one universities, making generalization challenging. So each university has unique features, and conducting similar study in various university in Cantho City and all the location in Vietnam is recommended for the broader applicabilities. So, and the last ones, due to time constraint, the study focused only on English-only instruction in EFL classroom, leaving the exploration of the relationship between teacher and students, English usage, and the overall amount of English used in EFL classroom for the future research. So that is the end of my presentation. So thank you very much for your listening, and we have 3 minutes left for question and answer.